Yeah, I'm conscious of the time we both have to run, so
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
just,
that's fine. Yeah.
yeah. So this is. I mean, look. I think somebody asked me. So, what do you want to do with Two in Conversation? Is it a motivational thing? And I just listened and I listened and I listened, and then we had this chat, and I said, you know what? Everybody wants to. This is the thing. They look at, wow, you guys are talking about, it's a motivational thing, isn't it? And you don't answer. And then, people are trying to define it.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, maybe we just want to have a conversation. Oh, so is it a talk show? I said, you know what, if this is what you want it to be, it is
what you make of it.
Exactly.
You give it a name. Because we don't want to box it into anything.
No, absolutely, and I think it's good that we are saying that on. It's an evidence that for it goes probably for you also. That we don't have a defined idea of what It's Two in Conversation, and in reality, it's Two in Conversation.
That's about it.
I think it'll be good to bring in other people. We'll bring in some business friends of ours.
Yeah.
So maybe we can give something back to people.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have ideas on how you do a startup, and we created a the business advisory group.
Yeah.
And we could bring in some people and say, help people understand what your hurdles were and how do you start this, and real examples of people who have were seasoned entrepreneurs, seasoned professionals.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do that. Maybe we can invite a couple of people and start to talk to them.
Yeah.
And then somebody listening to this conversation will say, so this is a talk show now.
So maybe we're expanding the conversation to include other people.
Yeah.
So it's still not a talk show. Or if that is what talk shows are supposed to be.
Are we a talk show? I don't know.
I don't know. Because then I think, like you said, if we reflected on what we are thinking, we're reflecting together, and we're learning.
Yeah,
we're sharing.
Yeah,
and that's about it. If value is created, then the value will be captured, and it becomes a business.
Yeah.
And the aim is not to say that this has to be boxed in a certain way.
Yeah.
Hence, I can monetize it this way or that way or the other way.
Yeah, this is exactly this is exactly what these guys are doing. I think the motivational speakers and the coaches, I think they look at it. Oh, okay, this is a content. And the guy I was talking to you about, I won't name them because he's a known kind of talk guy who gives talk and blah blah blah. And I told him, so wait, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create as much content as possible, and you're hoping that one of this content will hit somebody anyway, on a larger context. So if you create a 2,000 video, for example, one of it is designed to hit somebody. If the 9,099 or 1,999 won't hit you, one will hit you. And that's the business model. Create as many content as possible. And I sometimes joke with them. I say, look, find a job. And I said, look, motivating people. Sometimes, you call me and you say your life sucks. Shall I record that? Shall I record that? That they look at this big time bastard. Sorry to use that word. This is the problem. You have an image where you say that you figured out everything. And yes, we are friends, so I'm obviously not going to talk about the guy. And I'm sure you know a couple of them like that also. And the reality is they should come and say, look, my life is screwed up also. I have no idea. And this is where the problem happens, where people start to think, what is Two in Conversation? Okay, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? Can you talk about job? I said, why would I talk about job? It's two friends, having a conversation. And, we don't have a script. We didn't decide, we need to create this content.
Absolutely. But we could always take feedback and then put in things here and there, But yeah, I think like you said, we need to stick to that the initial brief that we had to think about this as just a conversation. And why can't people just have conversations?
I think you know what that's the problem is that people are not having conversation. So people don't. I mean, people say, "Oh, well, we are lonely," but part of it's your fault also. Well, we have a minister of loneliness. We have people who are going and giving professional cuddler, and I look at them and I don't feel sympathy for some of these people because you kind of take away. You have problem in trusting people, then why the hell are you living? If you think the world is bad and my cat, you cannot trust human being, you trust the dog more. Well, okay. Then good for you. You are human beings, so you're learning to trust the dog more. So that's also a good human aspect of it.
Sometimes what happens is with these people, there are two things that happen. Sometimes they have been let down so many times, or they've been abused, So when they come across somebody, they think, well, they can't be trusted because of their abuse experience. And also, a significant number of people, like we talked about insecurity and anxiety, the chronic anxiety leads to depression. Many people. And when you feel depressed, all of that things that we talked about, your perception of yourself goes down the drain, and you're not going to value somebody else as well. You want to just shut off, and it becomes difficult, But then I think you make an important point, and I tell this to all my clients as well. I do recognize that you may have had some negative experiences. I do, recognize that you may have depression, but the way out of that is taking action. The right action, the positive action, whatever you call it. If you are, just justifying your inaction based on these things, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to only dig yourself a bigger hole and not really come out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the idea that feeling sorry for yourself is the right thing is okay. I understand that. But how much sorry can you feel for yourself?
Exactly.
Oh, I got let down, people have cheated me. Look, you are going to get broken. If you fall in love with somebody, they will break your heart. You will break somebody's heart. That's a given. If you're in a job, you will lose your job. If you're running a business, it will fail. You are living, you will die.
And many people live with that fear of the inevitable.
This is exactly the problem. And this goes back to what we were discussing. We have created our problems. We have projected our, unreal self that this is what we should be. And when we don't match up to our unreal self, we start to struggle. I can openly say, you do feel lonely. And sometimes it's good to feel lonely because you have that time. What you do, when I have time and I feel I'm lonely, I go research, do this. There is a lot of things that you can do to learn more. I'm not going to sit there and say, look at the window, look at the world. The world doesn't care about me. Okay, the world doesn't care about you on Tuesday. Maybe on Thursday, if you call a few friends, they'll care about you. Right? So if you sit there looking at your telly, the world is such a bastard place. I don't like the world. Look at this guy screwed me. Look at this guy screwed me. But maybe the other person is thinking, look at that bastard who screwed me also. But you think, no, I've never screwed anybody.
Exactly.
You think, well, I'm holier than thou. I am this. So, a lot of people will say, oh, this is not right. He's being so blunt about that. But, being gentle means what? Nature is not gentle at all. I mean, if you look at nature will not stop a lion from hunting a deer, for example. Nature will say, no, the lion needs to survive, right?
As a rule.
Right? You and me will say, look, maybe we should help the deer because that
You're taking the lion's food away. You're actually not helping anyone.
You're not helping anybody.
Yeah.
So that's the end, because we think, oh, well, that person is weak, but you have created that thing in your mind that I need to, I have been in a very broken relationship. And yes, people should sympathize with it. But who is going to get you out of it? The chemistry, the chemicals, the therapies, all that, or you're going to get yourself out of it? And I think personally, people should take it like that, you know what? I am the solution. I am my biggest supporter. I'm my biggest anchor, because at the end of the day, why you need a relationship? Because you need somebody to anchor you. You need God to anchor you. even if there is a, even if there is a possibility that there is no God, but you feel, you know what, there is somebody anchoring.
True.
And maybe, maybe you can share a couple of the experience in the next one, because then that will make the final one.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you could share a couple of the experience that, maybe I am, maybe I'm very away from the reality, but you probably would know people, in your experience when you're talking to them and see, what kind of anxiety they develop or and how they find themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel you arrive in that situation, you bring yourself to that situation. If you're in a bad relationship, you can get out of it. Especially in a place like London. Yes, if somebody kidnapped you and you're being abused and all of that, that's the wrong thing to do. But if you allow somebody to treat you badly, they will treat you badly. Right? That's what I feel.
Yeah. So we'll touch upon that. How to motivate yourself is one, but how to not get yourself deeper into the hole.
Yeah.